Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to all my newcomers as well. For those of you that are new to my channel, just a little intro. On my channel I share my testimony, so my continuing testimony, and also encouragement using the word of God, and also the testimony of other people as well. I haven't done that in a while, but hopefully some should be coming up soon, but we're leaving it all in God's hands. But thank you for joining me on my channel, and thank you for those of you that have been watching and continually watching each vlog. And I just have to thank God. I don't know if you guys saw the vlog 2 weeks ago, but I'll link it somewhere in the video. But that vlog just wouldn't upload, and only God knows how stressful that was. But we thank God that it was able to upload 2 weeks ago, so I'm very, very thankful to God for that. And usually my vlogs are out every other Tuesday, but unfortunately I couldn't get it done for Tuesday, so this is why you're seeing it now, instead of on my usual day of Tuesday. But I pray that you'll be blessed nonetheless. And yeah, let's start with this vlog. For those of you that have watched have been watching previously my other vlogs, and also those of you that know me in real life, you'll know that it was my birthday last week Friday, so on the 18th of November, and I just want to first and foremost thank God for another year of life. I am starting to feel a bit old, but I thank God because He has truly been blessing even through a very difficult year. 25 started off good, but it definitely didn't end as well, but we just thank God for His provision, His mercy, His grace, and that I'm able to celebrate another year. Unfortunately, this vlog is not like how I would usually do my birthday or post birthday vlogs, where I would do a kind of special, but I feel like this one is an important one as well to share, and I just pray that someone will be blessed and touched by it. So for this vlog, I actually want to tell you guys a slight testimony and then leave you with an encouragement from what I've learned. So I don't know if I've disclosed, maybe I did in the vlog 2 vlogs ago, but I have actually started an IT course. And I will tell you, I don't think I'm mentally prepared for this course properly at all. First of all, it's not just any course, but it's actually a boot camp. And for me, I don't think I fully focused on what a boot camp was, but let's just say there's a lot of work, and in a very, very short space of time, you have to learn a lot. But yeah, I don't know, I feel like I've spoken about this in another vlog before, where you kind of pray about something, and then your prayer's answered and then you're upset. And that basically is what's happened with this IT course, because I kept praying for something so I could try coding, because I actually found it quite interesting, and I just wanted something to do whilst I'm not working. And then a friend of mine told me about this course, and then Rianne, my younger sister, is also enrolled in the course. So I was like, yeah, this is great. I'm actually doing something that will exercise my brain, that will challenge it a little bit, but hopefully not too much, to the point that I'm pulling my hair out, or feel like I'm pulling my hair out. And what makes it even better, I said to myself, is that I'll be doing it with Rianne. So I was like, this is going to be cool. And yeah, guys, it has not been cool since I've started this course. It really definitely is the definition, the epitome of a boot camp. It has been very, very hard. There's, as I said, a lot of work to get into my head, and not studying for 4 years from leaving university in 2018, it has been hard to kind of get myself back into that mode of study again. So sorry for the waffle, so now I'll kind of get to it. So for this course, there's like 3 parts of the course, and then for these 3 parts you have to take separate exams. So my first exam was supposed to be on the Friday before the 14th of November. So I had been prepping, and as I was prepping for this, I was like, this is a lot of work, there's a lot of things to take in, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was having a full-on breakdown, and I had only started 1 week of the course, and I was just like, this is way too much. And Rian just seemed to be taking it in her stride. She was doing so well. But then she disclosed to me later on that, yeah, she was stressing, but she's like, no, I can't, because if I stress, I'm not going to get anything done. And she was very right, because when you're stressing, you just lose productivity completely. So yeah, she just wasn't stressing, but I just felt like I was having a breakdown. I was telling my family about it. They were praying with me and for me. I was telling friends about it. They were praying for me and with me. And it kind of got to the point where I was just like, Chelsea, it's not helping for you to stress, and just try. We're gonna try and trust God. And as I said to you guys throughout my videos, my vlogs on this channel, yeah, I find it so easy to tell people to trust God. And when situations don't seem that bad, I find it easy to do the whole trusting with God as well. But then when it comes to situations like this, where I feel super stressed and I feel like things are getting on top of me, I definitely start to become a worry pot, or fuss pot. I think that's how you say it. I think that's the phrase. But I definitely start to become like that. And as I said, in that time it really was, but I had enough. I was like, yeah, I'm just making myself ill. And then the whole eating, my appetite and stuff started to go again because of the stress. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try my best, and you know what? If I do well, then I've done well. If I don't, then I don't. And once I started getting that mindset, and I started just to be like, okay, God, I'm just leaving this up to you, I actually started to do practice, and I actually started to get the information really well. I started to do really well on the practice test that they set up for us to do. And I was like, wow, like, thank you, Lord. And I started to feel a lot calmer. Then, as I said, me and Rian booked our exam on the Friday in the morning, because we were like, we just want to do it, and then Sabbath is going to come anyway, and then we can have the whole weekend just to relax and take it easy. But God had other plans. So kind of going back to before I say what happened, Rian wasn't doing as well when it came to practice, and she wasn't getting it like I was getting it. And it got to the point that she was like, I don't know if I'm going to do well with this part of the exam. I don't know what's going to happen. And then she prayed that, before I say that, what she prayed about, we have a success coach on this IT course. So the success coach advises you whether they think you should take the exam when you put it on, or whether you should maybe push it further back so that you have more time to reach, like, I think you had to reach 80%, and then they knew you're exam ready. So she said to Rian to push it to Monday the following week, so the 14th of November. But then Rian was like, I really don't want to, I just want to have the weekend so I don't have to be stressing about it. So Rian prayed and said to God, I don't know whether not moving it is either me being foolish or me being taking the step of faith. But she said, whatever is to happen, Lord, your will be done. Let whatever you need to be done, be done. And basically we had to set up a whole work environment and everything for the course. So everything was set up on the Thursday night before the exam, or before we planned to take the exam. And then everything was working fine, so you had to make sure your connectivity was all right, that video feed could be seen because it's over the internet, so you have an invigilator and they have to be able to see you. So everything was working perfectly. We went to bed. I was a bit nervous, but I just prayed. I said, God, let your will be done. If we are to pass, then we are to pass. If we're not, then we're not. You have a reason for it. So we went to bed, woke up, and my exam was before Rian's. So I sat down, got everything, started going through all the checks, and at this point I was a bit nervous, but I was like, okay, I prayed about it and I was ready to start the exam. I could see my video feed and everything fine. Then the invigilator came into the exam, and then they were like, oh, we're really sorry, but we can't see your video feed, so we can't release your paper until your video feed can be seen, because then obviously you could be cheating. And I was like, okay. They were like, okay, try and reload the app and see if it works. I must have reloaded the app about 3 times, and they kept saying, reload the app, we can't release the paper. And I was like, yes, I understand that, but I'm telling you now, I can see my video feed, but you just can't see me. And then they were like, we're really sorry. And at this point, yeah, as I said, I can be a warrior, definitely. Then my heart started racing, and I think when I was quite a bit younger, I used to have panic attacks, and I have not had them in a while, but I had such a big panic attack that day. I felt very sweaty. I felt like I was going to pass out. I was like, oh my gosh. And the thing that kept running in my mind is, first of all, I had a plan that I was going to finish this exam. By the grace of God, I was going to pass, so I did not have to stress about the exam again. So the weekend I could have to myself, I could enjoy my Sabbath without thinking about it. And then also, I think the second thing why I started to panic was because the first time that you take the exam, they pay for it. The second time you have to pay for it, and it is not cheap at all. That's the thing that I was kind of worrying about. So that obviously is playing in my mind, and I'm starting to panic now. And I was just like, oh, Lord, please, I don't know. So it got to the point that I just laid my head on the table and I just started to breathe. I started to pray in my mind, and I was just like, God, please just help me calm down, because as I said, I literally felt like I was going to pass out. And while this was all going on with me, I was praying, Lord, please just let Rian's exam go well. I pray that she does well and that everything's going well for her. But I decided to message my family group chat on my phone and say, please guys, pray for me, because I don't know what's happening, but I can't do my exam. So then later on, I think 5 minutes later, Rian messages and says, oh, I thought it was only me. And I was like, what? So then we kind of both went away from the computer. She was on with tech support, and then I had to call tech support as well because it still wasn't working. And Rian said, yeah, Chelsea, I was having a breakdown, but I was just praying that your exam was going well and that you had finished. And I was like, no, I was praying the same thing for you. And we were just both very frustrated. So Rian finally got through to tech support first. And they basically said to her, because it's a technical issue, that's all right. We're just going to cancel your exam, but you can take it again and you won't have to pay. You can use the same code. So Rian was happy. Then I got the phone call, and then they said the same thing to me. Now at this time, Rian was happy because she's like, I don't think I was ready for the exam anyway. And I did pray about this. At this time, I was annoyed with God. I'm going to be honest. I was like, God, why? I was actually ready for this exam. I didn't want to think about this again. And I was just like, this is frustrating. I called my big sister Keisha, and she was like to me, Chelsea, why are you stressing yourself? I mean, you have more time. And I said, but that's the thing. I didn't want more time to practice. I felt ready now. I just wanted to get it over and done with. Then she made the joke and said, maybe it's because Rian prayed what she prayed, and sometimes you have to let another sister down for another sister's prayer to be answered. And I said, at this time, I can find it funny now, but at this time I was just irritated. But long story short, that was a very long story, but long story short, we were both able to book our exams on Monday, but because of the technical issue, we said, that's it, we're going to an actual centre where we use their computers, so if anything happens, they can see it and they can see that it's not ours. So we went, and by the grace of God, even though it was nerve-wracking, and I actually didn't end up really doing any more practice, because I was stressing myself out way too much, so I just ended up just relaxing that Sunday. And then Monday I didn't do it, and then Monday our exam was in the afternoon anyway. So we went, we were both feeling a bit nervous. We just prayed together, went into the exam, and I know that I just looked at the first question and I was like, oh my gosh, God, only you're gonna get me through this, because the first question was not like the practice test at all. So I was like, God, you're just gonna have to get me through this. I'm just dependent on you. And lo and behold, by the grace of God, I ended up passing, and I ended up exceeding the pass rate as well, and I was so thankful. But at the time I was like, okay, I finished my exam before Rian, so I stood outside because we weren't allowed to stay in. I stood outside and I was like, God, if you've done it for me, you will do it for Rian. And I just prayed over her and for her, because I know she was more nervous than I was. And then when she came out, she said, oh, did you pass? And I said, did you pass? And I just kept a very straight face, and she said, yeah. And I said, yeah, I did too. And the way that we were hugging, we were just thanking God. And at that time I was just like, thank you, Lord, like you knew exactly when we needed to take the exam. You wanted us both to pass, so even if I might have passed on the Friday, you wanted Rian to pass also. And I just had to laugh to myself, because I was like, God, I constantly do this. I get so panicky when things don't go to my plan, but your plans are definitely better than mine, and you know exactly what you're doing. You knew that you were going to make me pass, and you knew when you were going to make me pass, and I just need to learn to trust that. And I guess from this testimony, very long testimony, I just wanted to kind of share a verse with you from Psalm 37 and verse 5, and it says, commit your way to the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And the reason why I want to share this verse and why I thought of this when I was thinking about doing this vlog is that, and it's something that actually Keisha said also, first thing I should have done when I was planning to take the exam and everything was I should have actually committed my way to God, because I actually just went and booked the exam. I didn't have not any regard for what God wanted to say, but I was like, but God, I feel ready, so I'm going to do it. And I had all these things in plan. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do my exam on Friday, so then I can have the whole weekend to myself, I can relax. But God had other plans, and I had to learn to trust him in that. And I didn't do it in the best of ways. I'm being honest with you guys. And sometimes we may not, you guys that are watching, you may not do it in the best of ways. You may not be trusting like you're supposed to be trusting God. But the thing is, when we do commit our ways to God, when we do trust him, he promises us in his word that it will come to pass. He will bring it to pass. So I don't know what you may be going through. I don't know what stresses, struggles you may be going through. But all I am asking and praying that you will do is that you will trust God and commit it to God. And as I go through this course and continue to go through this course, I'm trying to do that more so. And I find myself getting less stressed out about the course because I remember what he's just done for me with the previous exam, where I thought I knew best and I thought I had to do all this stressing about the exam, and in turn God already knew what he was going to do. As I said, he knew when I was going to pass, and he knew that I would pass. And I would have saved myself a lot of energy if I just trusted that he would, and that his plans were better than my plans. So I pray that you guys will do the same, that no matter what it is, that you will not stress about it, you will not worry about it. But when you feel that stress and worry coming, that instead of allowing it to take over and to just dominate your life, that instead that you'll commit your ways to God, that you will trust him completely, and whatever his plan is, whatever his will is for you, it will come to pass. And like I've said in so many vlogs, because it is so imperative and so true, God's will, God's plan is so much bigger, greater and better for us than any plan that we could ever have. And also adding to that, when we stress, like it says in God's word, it doesn't even add a cubit to our stature. It doesn't add anything to our lives when we stress to the point that we feel like we're paralyzed. We cannot move. Instead, we are just to trust God and to trust his leading. And in that, you'll find so much peace. You will find so much joy in it, and joy in the journey. Even if the journey may be a stressful one, maybe a hard one, you'll be able to see blessings, and you'll be able to find that peace and that joy that God promises. So again, I just pray that you will commit your way to the Lord, that you will trust in him, and that you will watch him work, because it will come to pass, because he has said so in his word, and our God does not break promises. But yes, guys, I'm working on this. And I'm really, really trying, and I am thankful for God encouraging me to do this vlog, because it means that I have to be accountable now, because I've just encouraged you guys to do it, so I need to do it myself. So as I pray for you, I pray that you pray for me too, and by the grace of God, we're gonna see amazing things happen in our life. But yes, I will see you guys by the grace of God in 2 weeks time, and hopefully it'll be on my usual day of Tuesday. And also, do not forget, for those of you that are new to my channel, that I have a short that comes out on the weeks that I don't have a vlog, so it will be next week Tuesday by the grace of God. I have missed a few reels / shorts, but I'm trying to get back into it, and I just pray that God goes before me and that you guys will be blessed by those too. But I will see you guys again, as I said, in 2 weeks time. Bye.